That's like, you know what's funny? I've also been thinking about this too, is the idea that you better be careful when you do hit the top of the mountain, because that's when the devil comes. Sorry to get biblical on you again. I'm getting fucking biblical, but that's when the devil starts whispering in your ear.
What does he say?
So, well, I'll tell you what he says. He goes like this. He goes, you know what? You're not just God's favorite. You might be God. And you know what? Go ahead and slap Chris Rock. I know it's the Oscars, but you can get away with it. You know what? Wear a sock over your face and say you love Hitler. You can do it because you're special. And we see it. Everybody can fall when you're at the top of that pinnacle. You can start to say, you know what? The laws of the universe don't apply to me, and I'm going to push shit. And that's when the gods go, ha, look at this motherfucker. He thinks he's one of us. He thinks he's one of us. He forgot he's human. And that apparently, I don't know if this is true, but Denzel Washington whispered in Will Smith's ear. I like Will Smith, but he whispered in Will Smith's ear. He said, the devil comes to us at our highest moment, And Mike Tyson said that too. You ever see Mike Tyson talking to Francis Ngannou? Mike Tyson said, "You're special, man. I'm watching you knock people out. You know what that means? It means you're one of God's favorites." And Francis went, "Wow." And he goes, "Here's the bad news. You're one of the devil's favorites too. Ooh. And you got to leave with the guy you came with, because he's looking to take you home too." And it's like, damn, Mike, dropping fucking knowledge.
Ooh.
Right?
You know he's training Francis Ngannou for the Tyson Fury fight?
That's crazy. Is he?
Yeah.
That old school, that customato, that old school.
I mean, I don't know how much he's going to change his style because they're fighting in October, and it's August now.
Yeah, he's got Tyson Fury's got a plethora of knowledge there.
He's the best ever.
Yes.
As far as heavyweights,
but you know what?
It's hard to imagine, other than Mike Tyson in his prime, anybody beating that guy.
Yeah,
Tyson Fury's so good. He's so good. He's mad at me. He's
mad
at me because I said John Jones would fuck him up.
But in an MMA fight, he would. That's not being mean.
Yeah, but it's just the way I said it. I dragged him into this who's the baddest man on the planet thing, which I didn't mean to do. I love the guy.
Yeah, but he's probably being
I was
dramatic.
talking a little loose.
He's being dramatic.
I was with Schultz. I think we probably had a couple of cocktails. I was talking a little loose. He got very mad at me.
He did? For real? Got mad?
Yeah.
Did he text you or talk to you?
No. He just talked shit about me. Made a video. I love the guy. I really do.
There's nothing not to love.
The difference. Look, if he learned MMA, that guy's a warrior. If someone taught him when he was young how to wrestle and jiu-jitsu and leg kicks, he would fuck everybody up as an MMA fighter as well.
Sure.
Because that's who he is.
Yeah, but the
also, reality of wrestling is just
you're not defending against an ankle lock unless you've seen it and drilled it a lot of times.
It's not just that. You're not defending against John Jones.
A rear naked choke.
Especially if there's nowhere to go.
Takedowns.
Like if you're, like I said, trapped in a room.
Yeah.
It's like,
but that's not insulting.
He thought it was.
It's a different sport.
Because he's a fucking warrior,
but
man.
It's a different
You
sport.
can't say that a guy is a better man than him. That's what it is. A challenge. I could have said it in a much more diplomatic way.
Okay.
I should have said
it. So you mean you were too honest?
A little bit. Talking shit. That's what it was. It was talking shit. But I do love the guy. And I do think that the thing about Francis Ngannou and Tyson Fury is I do not imagine a world where Francis Ngannou can outbox Tyson Fury. I do not think that will ever take place.
No way.
Tyson Fury is a master. His footwork, his jab, his understanding of what to do. You ever see that fight with Otto Wild where he's on the ropes and just bobbing and weaving and slipping punches?
He can see what you're doing. He's going to put Francis Ngannou. So one of the great things about watching Bud Crawford with Errol Spence is,
oh my goodness,
Bud Crawford was able to put his feet in a place where Errol Spence had to keep adjusting. That's why it looked as great as Errol Spence looked. You'll never see him look as off balance as he did against a genius like Bud Crawford.
Right.
It's more where he's placing his feet, those little details, those micro adjustments. He's never out of place.
And his accuracy.
But again,
landing
it's
those hooks in tight like that.
Where he's punching from.
Yes.
It's where he's punching
Perfect
from.
Positioning.
Yes.
Perfect positioning.
That can't be. That has to be. You don't learn that in 4 months.
No.
Those are details that are if you're tutored right and you have the kind of brain that someone like Hopkins or Bud Crawford has.
Yeah.
That's for you. But
what I will say though is Francis Ngannou hits like a freight train.
Correct.
He hits like a freight train.
But Dylan White does too, and so does.
I don't think those guys hit as hard as Francis. I mean, I don't know, but Francis is a natural 265. Yeah. He has to cut down to make 265. He hits so fucking hard. The question is, will he be able to connect on the greatest heavyweight ever?
Also, when is he going to get tired?
Will he get tired? Will he be inefficient like with Conor and Floyd Mayweather? Floyd Mayweather is so efficient and so smooth and composed,
Relaxed, moving,
always relaxed, and he can box like that for 30 rounds in a row.
They also roll shots. You know, he can just kind of move. He's
Look
much.
at this. Look at this with Otto Whalen.
Yeah, it's
Watch
incredible.
this.
I know.
Look at this movement.
Look at he knows what's going on too. He just keeps his.
And the length and distance that fucking guy
I know.
has.
Look at him.
His jab
He's
is
so
just
good.
Everything he does is incredible.
Yeah.
And you know, there was this crazy controversy after the Deontay Wilder fight where they were claiming that he didn't have his gloves on correctly and that his knuckles were actually over the padding.
Stop.
But that's just because he's so loose.
Yeah.
When he throws his hands out sometimes, he mixes up between showing you the jab and just popping you and then driving with a power shot.
He just figures out, but he also figures out all your patterns. You know, the other thing about being a boxer at someone like Ngannou's level, a rather novice, and someone like Tyson Fury has patterns. He can see what you're going to do. Francis Ngannou's going to come to him with a game plan. That game plan, with all due respect, for someone like Tyson Fury, is rudimentary. They're going to figure out, I see what you're doing. Ba, ba, ba. It's like with Duran. I can't remember the boxer, but he came back to his corner and goes, he's reading my mind. No, Duran just understands those patterns so well that he was beating you to the punch.
Right.
That's what was happening.
Right.
It's the same idea. Once a fighter does that, Manny Pacquiao did that to the great Miguel Cotto. He did it by the third round. He figured him out. And you could see, what's his name, Freddie Roach screaming, knock him out. And then Freddie, after that fight, said, I talked to him actually, he said he didn't want to knock him out, didn't want to hurt him, but he could.
Wow.
That's how good.
He's so nice.
Yeah.